Okay, now I'm going to move to these trees. Actually, I'll do these trees here. Those are the next ones in line. So I'm going to make another set of values, another set of tree values, which will describe this next layer. And I want to make them a little bit more contrast because I'm moving forward. So I'm going to take some of my base color and add it to the shadow color of what I've just done. If you wanted to do a separate color, that would be also correct. I'm just doing this because I've got the color left over. And in fact, if I wanted to do only one of these values, that would still achieve the same effect. We would still have more contrast because we would have separated the values. As it turns out now, I'm going to do both the light and the dark because I want to introduce a little different color. As it turns out, that green is one of these interesting colors that when you lighten it, it can get a little chalky. And so when I make a light green, I like to add just a taste of yellow to it. So here I'm lightening up what I just got for my most distant trees. I'm going to put a little yellow in it to give it a little bit more life. I still want this to look far away. All right, now this is very similar to the value of the background. It's going to be hard for you to distinguish these two until I put in the dark. And we're still moving forward with another layer of trees to go. Now here comes the dark. This is sort of it's closer than this mountain, but it's not all that close, and we'll have to, it's important to keep the balance correct as you come forward. If you get too much contrast too soon, you'll have a hard time making the foreground look close. All right, here we go. Adding yellow, a little green in there. I can't seem to get that color. There's a color I'm looking for, and I'm having a hard time finding it. It's here someplace. I'd know it if I saw it. That's pretty close. No, that's still the wrong value. Ah, that's the one. That's it right there. Now you see, I'm just doing little strokes of this. I'm building a texture. I'm using my big brush because I want to get, this is the first layer. In subsequent layers I can get more specific. But here, I just want to get the indication. Now I'm going to move to this forwardmost layer of this distant hill. And for that I want to mix more color yet. I'm going to do the same thing I've done prior. I'm going to add some more yellow and some more white to my highlight color. See if I can find the right one this time. In fact, I think I'm going to change the color so we have a variation in the pattern of the trees. So we have some different kinds of trees. Maybe I'll even, this might be a good time to throw a drop of orange in. A lot of times, the first coat you put on here is just a guess. As in case you couldn't tell, I've been doing a lot of guessing here. And we shouldn't worry too much about the accuracy because the subsequent layers are the layers that really count. And those are based on the information that you've achieved by seeing what the first layer was. So that if the first layer is too much of one thing or not enough of a thing, you can see that and make the adjustment later on. Everything must paint once before anything is painted twice. So here comes the highlight of these closer trees, and let's see how this looks. Now this change in color will help to separate the layers a bit, which is a desirable thing. I'm also changing the shape a little bit. Now I'm going for a little bit more rounded tree. These are a different kind of tree, so I want to round them up a bit. And here I'm looking at my texture and my shapes as not cones, but more spherical. So you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but if you can, you can see that I'm making little crescents of this textural shape. And I want to put it like, I want to put some shadows underneath these trees before I get to the next layer. So this will help to separate the next layer as well. Okay, now I want I want the kind of bushes that grow right up against the water, which are quite green, quite actually yellow-green. So I'm going to take my yellow and my pure green and make a yellow-green out of that. And then because this is distance, and because I'm creating distance, I have to add the complement of the color to it, just to get it to go back. And the complement of yellow-green, as you recall, is red-violet. And here comes a little red-violet. So now that'll push that color back for us. So right along here we're getting a greener kind of plant because the water is giving it more nutrients. And I want to put a highlight on that, so I'm going to take my white and some yellow and some green and give me a little highlight. Now here, we're separating these with the change in the value. Very small, very subtle here. Now this is a color, this yellow-green, which is going to be lighter than the reflecting surface. So we're going to see that as part of my reflection down here. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate some of these colors where the reflection will be. I'm putting them in there with horizontal stroke because I don't want too much definition at that distance.